name's Stephanie Carrozza once again. This is the third section of my project for Food Nutrition 3260. I'm making African chicken and greens for my last section, and to start all off, I've already cut up 1 pound of chicken. The recipe calls for between 3 and 4 pounds, but I figured since I was just going to try it, and if I like it, then have the rest, I would do half of the recipe, so I'm just going to do half this time. So I put the cut up chicken that I cut up into a saucepan, and it looks so far. And then we're going to go ahead and cut up a half of a large carrot. Now that the carrots are all placed into the saucepan with the chicken, I'm now going to cut half of a large of an onion chopped. I've never cut an onion. Now that my mom properly showed me how to cut an onion, I finished cutting a half of the onion that we had in my house. So I'm going to go ahead and add that onto the chicken and the carrots. Now that I've added the onions, carrots, and chicken onto the saucepan, it told me to add some water, but it didn't tell me how much. So I'm going to add about 1 cup, and then I'm going to let it simmer for an hour. Now that the mixture has cooked for about an hour, I'm going to go ahead and separate the chicken from the onions and the carrots. Now that all the chicken is separated from the carrots and the onions, I'm going to go ahead and strain them into a strainer in my disposal to get all the extra broth out. Now that the onions and the carrots are out of the frying pan, I'm going to go ahead and take 1.5 tablespoons of butter and go ahead and fry it in the same frying pan that had. Now that all the butter is melted into the frying pan, I'm going to add half of a clove of minced garlic, which is already conveniently packaged for me in some minced form. So I'm going to go ahead and put half in there. I'm also going to put 1 teaspoon of ground coriander. Now that everything's added into the frying pan, the salt, coriander, garlic, now I just have to add the unbaked chicken in, and I'm going to brown it on all sides. Now that the chicken is all cooked, it looks like this. I'm now going to add in a separate frying pan half of the cut leaf spinach Kroger brand, and then I'm going to coat the top layered with the brown chicken and cover it with a pan top and let it simmer between 15 to 25 minutes. The chicken and greens just got finished cooking for about 15 minutes, and the final product looks like this. It definitely has a unique taste to me, especially tasting the spinach, which I'm definitely not used to, but at least the chicken looks good. I sectioned off a little plate of the chicken and greens for me to try, and I'm all set. The first try, I had a lot more chicken than I did of spinach, and it tasted really good. So the second time I tried it with a little more spinach, and it definitely was too much spinach. Definitely not a fan of that. But then I just tried a plain chicken just to see how it would taste, and I absolutely love the chicken. I like the coriander with the garlic all mixed in. It tastes really well. So maybe I'll try it in the future of just making the chicken and maybe doing like a grilled chicken with this garlic and coriander on it to see if it tastes good grilled. But maybe try a different vegetable, maybe green beans on the bottom or something that I do like.